Now, ahead of that meeting, Headlines Today has exclusively accessed a study by the Ministry of Home Affairs, which was submitted to the Election Commission on security concerns. The biggest worry, it appears, is the country's vast Maoist-affected regions across central and eastern India. Jugal Purohit, our correspondent, has exclusive details on this report. Jugal, tell us more about this Ministry of Home Affairs report.
Well, Pierre, what we understand is that the Election Commission, before it actually announces the dates of these elections, general elections, which are to take place, as we believe, in a phase-wise manner, had actually sought an understanding of the ground situation from the Ministry of Home Affairs. And we are all aware that much ahead of insurgencies in the northeastern states or in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, it's the insurgency in these Naxal-affected 9 states which has caused more damage, caused more lives, and of course a lot of damage to the government property as well. It's in view of all of these factors that the MHA actually undertook a study based on the data that they had, based on practical experiences. Remember, last year the Bastar area of Chhattisgarh, one of the worst affected, went in for elections during the state assembly elections in November. So keeping all of these things in mind, the study was carried out, and as a result of this study, almost 9 states have been analyzed, 79 odd districts, of which 33 most impacted districts have been identified. Now, what we also are aware is that there's a categorization done based on the threat level, the perception of threat out there, and A, B, C, in the terms of A being the highest, is what the Election Commission has been already provided with as a list of districts. Not just that, we are given to understand that more than 2 lakh troops from paramilitary forces alone, including the CRPF, the BSF, CISF, ITBP, SSB, all of them have been asked to requisition forces, and as I said, more than 2 lakh troops will be deployed in these areas. Now, the primary suggestion that the Home Ministry has submitted to the EC is that the EC should consider holding the first phase, the first critical phase of elections in these areas, because of the forces will be fresh, they will be at the peak of their performance, and the MHA believes that that is the time to utilize them, because their requirement will be the most in these areas, and once these areas are tackled, once the election is done with, after which these forces can be de-inducted and moved to other areas, in a safe manner. But the challenge is where is lying in these areas. And Pierre, last time also we had seen that when it came to Chhattisgarh as a state, it was the affected Bastar area which was taken up the first. Elections were done with full force concentration in those areas. Only once those elections were over that the forces moved out to other states and conducted elections. So in a way, it is nothing path-breaking that the MHA is suggesting, but of course this time the scale is much wider. That time was 1 state, this time it's 9. So in that sense, that is the advice emanating from this very critical blueprint that we've accessed, that the EC should ensure that the first phase of elections are held in these troubled states, from where once the forces move out, then they can go on to other areas and take care of those other areas as well, Pierre.